Hey guys, welcome back to Ancestral Healing YouTube channel. Today we are going to be making a little cake, a yogurt cake, and I'm very excited. I've never made it before, and for some reason I just love to make things for the first time on video, but that's because they always turn out. So let's get right into it. You're going to need 400 grams, that's 2 cups of yogurt. I'm using like a raw Greek yogurt, unsweetened. I'm going to add honey, but feel free to add glycine, or if you use any kind of alternative sweetener other than sugar, you can go ahead and do that. So I've got my 2 cups of yogurt in here, and I'm gonna crack 4 whole eggs now. Okay, so make sure that you mix it very well so that it's not clumpy or anything like that. And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some vanilla. This is totally optional, but because I don't wanna use too much honey, I'm gonna add a little vanilla for that extra sweetness. I'm gonna do 2 of these lids for now. I'm gonna do a little taste test after and see if it's exactly how I like it. Another one. And now I'm gonna mix again. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and add honey. I always use raw honey, and you should know your honey's raw because it says 100% raw bee honey on the back on the ingredients. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put about 2 or 3 tablespoons in there. So I just did a little taste test, and I do feel the need to add a little pinch of salt. And I am gonna add a tad bit more vanilla, just 1 more lid. And 1 more tablespoon of honey. So the final ingredient that is necessary for this recipe, but I will not use it, is cornstarch. So I was thinking, what can I use? So I looked up the purpose of cornstarch, and it's used like a thickening agent. So I thought maybe I could use gelatin instead. So I'm gonna do 3 tablespoons of bovine gelatin. I have it in this little container here, and the brand that I use is Perfect Supplements. I will link it below. I love this brand, #1 favorite. They do all sorts of testing to make sure that none of their products come from sprayed animals or animals that eat sprayed grass, like toxic chemicals, glyphosate, things like that. So I love that. So I'm just gonna mix in some gelatin in here. I did 3 tablespoons. I'm not really sure what's gonna come out, but we'll see. And another optional ingredient that you can add to this cake is you can add some blueberries if you want. This would be a good time to add some blueberries into your batter, or you can decorate your cake with some blueberries. You can just sprinkle them above. I'm gonna be putting the cake in something like this. I wish I had something smaller, but I don't. So it's gonna be more of a flat cake for me. But I was gonna try blueberries for today, but I wasn't able to find any organic blueberries, so I just said I'll just do a simple yogurt cake, and then if I want added sweetness, I'll just drizzle raw honey over it again if it's not sweet enough with the honey that I've already added. So I'm pretty much done here. Can't really see. Let me just Let me just show you what's going on over here. There you go. So this is nice and mixed up. It's not clumpy. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grease this up with some raw butter, and I've heated up my oven to 370 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm just waiting for it to be ready. So I'll grease this with some butter, and I'll touch base with you guys in just a second. Okay, so here I have my cake. So it's gonna be 340 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 170 degrees Celsius. And we're gonna bake the cake for anywhere around 50 to 55 minutes. This may depend on your oven, so just keep an eye out. And from what I've heard, this cake is good after it's been chilled. So we're gonna work on our patience. We're gonna let it bake for about an hour. Then we're gonna let it get to room temp, and then we're gonna store it in the fridge for a couple of hours before we actually get down to eating it. So I'll see you guys in about 1 hour. So here she is, 55 minutes in the oven, and it's got a nice and golden, even complexion throughout the cake. I'm gonna let this get to room temperature, and then I'll be putting it in the fridge for 1 to 2 hours. So I'll check back in with you guys once it's chilled down. So I'm browning some butter. I've never done this before, but it's just over low heat and I keep stirring. Maybe I can create a really delicious sauce. This is optional. Guys, this could be an ultimate fail or just the most wonderful discovery I've had yet. So this is my browned butter, and I tasted it on its own and it tastes fantastic. It's actually got like a mildly sweet, nutty flavor. But I thought that for my beautiful yogurt cake that I'd need something a little bit more sweeter. So what I did was I added 1 tablespoon of honey into here. Now I'm gonna pour this gently over my cake, and then I'm gonna store it in the fridge for a couple of minutes, or at least until it hardens. I'm not sure if this will solidify completely, but at least until it hardens a little bit, maybe gets into like a jelly or something. So let's do it. Wow. Would you look at that? So all of the butter with the honey kind of just solidified on top, and of course a lot of it gathered in the middle. This looks so good, not like anything I've ever made before. I have a feeling this yogurt cake is going to be amazing. So let me cut into it and have a little taste test. Wow. Okay, let's give it a try. Oh my God. You guys are not ready for this. Especially with the butter on top. This is like a delicacy. I highly, highly suggest you guys try this recipe out. And yeah, let me know if you add your own spin on it, if you add blueberries. How is it? What do you think of it? I definitely think the gelatin was a great addition. So if you have gelatin, I would suggest you use that instead of cornstarch. Very, very delicious. You try it, please, Danny. What do you think?
Yup.
It's good. Kind of want to show you guys what the cake looks like. It's similar to a cheesecake, but I don't know. It's very damp and juicy, but flavorful, sweet, mild vanilla. And then the butter on top just adds a nutty kind of flavor that I've never tasted before. Look how it kind of cracks and solidifies on top. Whew, you guys gotta try this. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is probably one of my favorite little cakes that I've made so far. I hope you enjoy it too. And don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I appreciate you so much and enjoy these other two videos on the screen.